For the longest time, a particular figure went missing off the market. Now, during an anniversary year, it's back. Let's talk about it again.
Kaiju, Turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey collectors, it's going to be Steven here, and welcome to another video. Unboxing review. So you may know about a very, very infamous, not SH MonsterArts figure that has not been on the market. It's going to be a particular Showa King Ghidorah. Okay, now with this Showa King Ghidorah, let me go ahead and try walking and chewing gum here at the same time. Now with this Showa King Ghidorah, it popped up way back in 2019 from when we saw production of the Godzilla King of the Monsters, the 2019 SH MonsterArts figures, particularly around when we saw Godzilla 2019 and when we saw King Ghidorah 2019. And the interesting thing about it is when we first saw the Godzilla 2019 MonsterArts bootleg, right, because we did see that. We do know for a fact that there's a 2019 Godzilla bootleg on the market. There was a picture of a Showa King Ghidorah figure. And a lot of folks, myself included, were like, what is that? Where did it come from? Is it some sort of third-party thing? I don't know. Then, mysteriously out of nowhere, we saw that there was a Heisei King Ghidorah bootleg that wound up on the market. And we're like, oh, hey, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. What is that? And then suddenly, for, it was about 75, 80 bucks, there was a Showa King Ghidorah figure that went up for order. And folks were like, oh, I think I want to try to see what this is about and order it. And I was one of them. And then we started getting them in. Around this time, there was a Chinese company, Legend Creation. Okay. Now, Legend Creation made bootlegs of Tamashii Nation's products. It was around the same time, like plus or minus a year as well. Now, they did Dragon Ball Figuarts for sure. They did the evil Majin Buu, Super Buu. They did Dragon Ball Super Trunks from the Goku Black arc. They did the Full Power Super Saiyan Broly, from the Broly movie from Dragon Ball Super. So Legend Creation is on the name of the box if you do happen to get this and you get a box, because that's, we're assuming, who makes it. Now, the interesting thing about it is with this Showa King Ghidorah product, I'll continue to explain more as we go along. On the box, it does not show the Showa King Ghidorah. It doesn't show that one at all. It shows, I'll put a picture of the box up on the screen, the Monsterverse King Ghidorah, which is very, very peculiar, don't you think? Well, let's go ahead and put some stuff together. We have the bootleg King of the Monsters Godzilla MonsterArts, right? And then we have a company that is known for Tamashii Nation's bootlegs, pumping out this here, but it's in the wrong paint. And now this is starting to flood the market again after it just suddenly dried up a couple years ago. So here it is. Maybe. Is it here? Did it go somewhere? Is it in front of me? Come on. See, this is what happens when I try to walk into the same time. Come on. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, so, this Showa King Ghidorah product is on the market now, again. Now, you may have seen that I already did a review of this. So why am I getting this? Because I want to bring up a point here to you all. This stand actually don't even work. So, back when the figure came out, and we were all getting it, there were some thoughts for what the figure was. Because clearly, this exists, right? It's in my hands, it's in others' hands. you know, what exactly is this? And some resolved, to just simply calling it a third-party figure, which I guess by default is what it is, right? By default, it is what it is. There were some who found a Yuji Sakai model kit. Now, Yuji Sakai, as we all know, does a lot of work for the SH MonsterArts line. It's his bread and butter, actually. It wouldn't exist without him. Check out my 10 Years of Destruction documentary. It's long, but I got my 10-year event video out on time. So, him making a Showa King Ghidorah product and then it being used for an action figure may not be unheard of because Tamashii Nations has done that in the past. But the thing is, and we'll take a look at this in a second, this actually is engineered for articulation. There's like actual tooling here. Okay? The other part of it is, which now leads to it more. Let's go ahead and refocus in. We have to flip it around. Is that the sculpt actually doesn't match. Oh, I popped it off. Doesn't match 1-to-1 to what folks were talking about for that particular model kit. It's not 1-to-1. But this brings up a good point. Because when you make an action figure, right, and you engineer it and you put all the joints into it, if you were to just cut a model kit, right? So if you were to have just taken King Ghidorah at the tail point here and cut it, and you were to just stick a peg here and stick a peg there, that's not really going to work, because that's what, say, like Nine Modelism did for his Skull Island Kong, rest in peace. And that's why it kind of looked the way that it did. But if you take an example here, right? When you move the tail around, you can see that it's accounted for all of the scales, all of the bumps and ridges as it would move around, right? So as you position it down, there's sculpt that would normally not be there if you just cut the tail, right? So as you move it around, that is going to be covered up. And there's actual MonsterArts quality. Aside from actual MonsterArts quality, there's general range of movement to be found here. So, here is the leading thought, really. The leading thought, really, as to what this piece is. Okay? So back when King of the Monsters came out, again, there was the Godzilla 2019 bootleg. Legend Creation, or the people making the product... I'm going to keep these off for a second. Or the people making the product opted to grab whatever Ghidorah sculpt they could get. And, as you can see, once I point this up more, they grabbed the wrong King Ghidorah. They grabbed whatever mold they could get their hands on, but they ran it with the paint specs for the Monsterverse King Ghidorah. You see? The paint apps that we have for the eyes, and for the teeth, and for the particular shading, that all matched up with Monsterverse King Ghidorah. And now, it just so happens, during King Ghidorah's anniversary year, they're running it again. So the thought is that this is actually a bootleg SH MonsterArts figure that Legend Creation, or another company going by that, grabbed the mold of and went ahead and got it on the market. No, I'm remembering now. And got it on the market just so this way they would have something to accompany their Godzilla bootleg. Now, with that being said, we're not going to do super up close looks, but I wanted to see here something. Now, here is from my first bootleg King Ghidorah that I got, which I will look to see if I have any stills or the raw pictures of, because like you can see, I've painted over it. I did not swap out the joints. Take a look there. They actually changed the color of the joints. So that's pretty interesting. And for the wings, I definitely do not remember them being not only that color, but also made of that material. And it just looks and feels weird. Like, this feels like cheap. I mean, you know, it's a bootleg, so. I have, I pull my repainted one, whatever, in and out of storage all the time. So, yeah, so the reason that I got this was just because it started popping up on the market again. You know, a few different retailers, if you will. Wish is where I got my original one, but AliExpress, eBay, Temu. I think I legitimately saw one pop up on Temu before. Someone sent me a listing. And I took the gamble. So I decided I would go ahead and get another one just so this way we can talk about it. So yeah, that's kind of the history with this guy here. Again, this popped up randomly in different colors with a promotional picture with the bootleg King Godzilla from King of the Monsters. It wasn't a more so proper yellow gold color. Then we saw the bootleg Heisei King Ghidorah, which actually uses this body. Okay. Then from there, this started showing up on, I thought that was, anyway, it started showing up on different shady Chinese websites. And this is the Showa King Ghidorah, which is an action figure that has actual articulation and so forth engineered into it. Like, somebody had to put forth the effort into making this an action figure. It wasn't just some sort of cheap, quick cut, put the joints in job. There was effort put into this, okay? So then there was a mistake of running this in the Monsterverse King Ghidorah colors that Tamashii Nations felt that it would be correct for. And then it went off the market. Mysteriously, in an anniversary year, Ghidorah, Gigan, Jet Jaguar, this is now back on the market. Could this be the year where we get the official MonsterArts King Ghidorah, the Showa one? Who knows? Anyway, that's the point of the video. I just wanted to revisit this one. Maybe it'll be something fun, maybe it won't. Again, I am going to try my best to get the original pictures for this guy that I took, because again, I repainted and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. If you are interested, I've referenced where you can get one. They average about 80 bucks with or without box shipping, plus or minus. So do keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I wonder what the future will hold. And I do have Jet Jaguar coming in on July 1st. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.